From the heat of the high desert in the American Southwest rises one of nature's most spectacular phenomena, the summer monsoon. Occurring from June through September, monsoons are driven by a seasonal shift in wind patterns that carries moisture northward from the tropics, fueling thunderstorms and much needed rainfall across the region. For as long as I can remember, monsoons have marked a threshold in life. As spring fades and the land dries beneath an unrelenting sun, thoughts turn toward rain. The earth cracks, creeks dwindle, plants endure, everything waits. In a place where water is life, monsoons are life giving. Most of my monsoon experiences have been in the high Arizona desert, where blue skies can stretch uninterrupted from horizon to horizon for weeks on end. Then, almost without warning, the atmosphere changes. Dry earth becomes saturated, dust settles, new growth erupts from the landscape. A tension that has been building for months is finally released. The Hopi people, among the oldest continuously living cultures in the Southwest, have long viewed these storms as far more than just weather. From what I understand, for the Hopi, thunderstorms are spiritual activity coming to life. Thunder represents divine voices and power. Lightning is sacred energy delivered from above. Rain brings blessings and fertility, rapidly spreading life across the land. With these storms, the force of creation is laid bare. That understanding closely mirrors my own experience. During a monsoon, the mystical force of nature reveals itself with unmistakable presence. As the desert dries, hopes for rain naturally arise, yet pleading never seems to work. To call in the rains, you must become the storm. You imagine water on your skin. You hear raindrops drumming against the earth. You smell the scent of wet soil before it arrives. You see torrents flowing across the landscape and flash floods breathing life back into dry washes and riverbeds. You feel the relief, gratitude, and joy that water brings to a thirsty land. You match the energy of the storm until, in some sense, you become part of it. There's a certain electricity in the air before a monsoon arrives. The day often begins beneath crystal clear blue skies. By late morning, small white clouds begin to form. Fed by heat and moisture, they grow rapidly into towering cathedrals of vapor. Mountains of cloud rise thousands of feet into the sky, painted in shades of white, silver, blue, purple, and gray. Sunlight dances across their billowing towers. Entire kingdoms seem to emerge from thin air. Cloud growth is visible minute by minute as the atmosphere builds towards something immense. As the storm matures, an unmistakable energy fills the air. The wind freshens, anticipation grows, instinct tells you that something powerful is approaching. Soon, the towering thunderheads consume entire skylines. Daylight fades beneath their shadows. Thunder rolls across the landscape, growing louder with each passing minute. Lightning tears through the clouds, illuminating the land in brilliant flashes and breathing fertility into the desert below. The atmosphere becomes charged with exhilaration and awe. Within hours, a calm summer day transforms into a world of wind, thunder, and rain. Most people seek shelter at this point. If you are wild like me, you step outside to welcome the storm. You stand in the rain and offer thanks. You celebrate its arrival. You dance in gratitude for the blessing of water and the life it sustains. Then the storm arrives in earnest. Animals retreat from the crashing thunder. Dogs hide beneath beds. Children draw close to their parents. Dry washes and creek beds surge back to life, sometimes with surprisingly violent force. Muddy torrents sweep the landscape, and the desert drinks deeply. Slowly, the tempest begins to ease. The moisture carried hundreds of miles releases its burden onto the grateful land below. Thunder fades into the distance. Rain softens to a gentle patter. The wind settles. And just like that, the transformation begins. The scent that follows a monsoon is impossible to fully describe. It is something that must be experienced firsthand, a sweet, earthy fragrance, unlike anything else. Plants respond almost immediately. New growth emerges. The landscape shifts from brown to green. What was dry and appeared lifeless only hours before becomes vibrant and renewed. It feels as though monsoons carry part of the tropics into the desert, transferring lushness from one distant landscape to another. The change is so dramatic that it can almost seem magical. The land exhales, everything relaxes, everything breathes again. I run to the swimming hole. Muddy water rushes through the canyon, swirling and frothing as it goes. I leap into the warm water with the kind of joy only a desert monsoon can bring. All is well. The desert has received its gift. Life endures. And for a little while, gratitude is written across every canyon, hillside, and wash beneath the clearing sky.